Thanks for stopping by. I did not know that. Please like and subscribe.
I'll think about it.
That's all I ask.
Coming up in this episode, the climax of both films comes at the end when they fight for the championship. Scenes of the people in their neighborhood bars and the reactions to the bout are shown in both movies while the championship match goes on.
Wrong. Oh, I don't believe it!
Once I watch a film, I'm usually done with it. But Rocky is a movie I've watched over and over again. It's one of my favorite films of all time. Stallone has said that Rocky isn't a boxing movie. It's a relationship story. And I think that's what's made it so powerful and unforgettable. Aside from a brief scene at the start of the film, the only actual boxing in Rocky is at the very end. The movie focuses more on Rocky's relationship, not only with Adrian, but with her brother Paulie, and also Mickey, his manager. Stallone has stated that he was inspired to write Rocky after watching the fight between Muhammad Ali and Chuck Wepner. Wepner was an incredible underdog who went the distance with a great charismatic champion. A couple weeks back, I happened to catch a Paul Newman film called Somebody Up There Likes Me. It came out way back in 1956, and it's about boxing great Rocky Graziano. Newman played Graziano, and the film propelled him into stardom, much like Rocky shot Stallone to fame. I'd heard about the film for years, but just never got around to seeing it. While I couldn't find any comments from Stallone about this 1950s movie, there are so many similar characters and situations that mirror his film that I can't help but feel he had to have been influenced by it. We know Stallone was a fan of boxing great heavyweight champion Rocky Marciano. A poster of Marciano hangs in Rocky's room, and at one point Mickey tells Balboa that he reminds him of Marciano. With that said, I think he was also influenced by the other Rocky, Rocky Graziano. Before we go any further, if you haven't seen Somebody Up There Likes Me, I'd encourage you to see it before you watch this episode because there's going to be spoilers throughout this. It really is an excellent film despite it coming out so long ago. And it's amazing how many actors in this film, some in their first brief movie roles, went on to have pretty accomplished careers. Some of them didn't even have speaking roles. Steve McQueen, the King of Cool and nominated for an Oscar in Sand Pebbles, has only a line or two as Graziano's friend. George C. Scott, who did go on to win an Oscar, makes a very brief appearance and has no line. Robert Loggia, best known for movies like Big and Independence Day, pops up briefly and has been nominated for an Academy Award. Robert Duvall, another Oscar winner, is listed in the credits as a military MP, but his role was so minor I couldn't find him. For all four actors, this was their first film. It also had 17-year-old Sal Mineo, who the year before was in Rebel Without a Cause with James Dean. Dean, in fact, was going to be playing Graziano, but was tragically killed before it started shooting, and that's how Newman got the role. It also has a very young Angela Cartwright from Lost in Space and The Sound of Music, and Dean Jones, who you might remember from all those classic Disney films like The Love Bug and others. And last but not least, Uncle Leo, Len Lesser, who many know from Seinfeld.
Yeah, Ray, it's your Uncle Leo. Hello.
Okay, let's look at this film and its similarities to Rocky. As you know, in the film Rocky, the fictitious main character's name is Rocky Balboa. In Somebody Up There Likes Me, Rocky Graziano is a real person who was a juvenile delinquent, and the film shows his many scrapes with the law. But Graziano is not his real name. As a youth, he eventually got in trouble while in the service for punching a superior. And he went AWOL. During that time, he began to box, and of course he didn't want to broadcast his real name because he was a wanted man. What was his real name? Rocky Barbella.
He hasn't had a dull moment since the day he was born. Name's Barbella.
Fought in the name of Rocky Graziano while AWOL.
Both fighters are Italian with distinctive accents and ways of talking. Both have relationships with shady individuals. With Balboa, it's the loan shark Gazzo, and with Graziano, it's the fight fixer Peppo. Both boxers use their fighting abilities or the threat of violence to bully some individuals and make money illegally. The film about Graziano shows him wearing a distinctive hat and smoking cigarettes while he trains. Rocky Balboa wears a very distinctive hat that is kind of his trademark, and he's also shown smoking while involved in boxing, which is a bit unusual. Each boxer is shown as normally a pretty nice guy outside the ring, but both films show what happens if they are provoked inside the ring and their inner rage is directed at another fighter. And they beat the other boxer senseless. Both men are guided and greatly assisted in their careers by an older, wisecracking Jewish manager who becomes like family to them.
Rocky, have you had it? Have you had it?
What are you talking about? He ain't got me, I got him. He's wide open now. I'm gonna go out this round, I'm gonna bust his head open. This round.
You know something, kid? I think I'm beginning to believe you.
Your nose is broke.
How's it look?
That's an improvement.
Rocky Balboa falls for a shy and plain-looking girl who works in a pet shop. He's awkward around her, and he gets to know her as they walk through the tough inner-city streets in their neighborhood. They finally kiss for the first time when she visits his apartment building. She doesn't like boxing, but later on transforms herself into a confident beauty and becomes his fierce vocal supporter. Rocky Graziano falls for a shy and rather plain-looking girl who stops by a candy shop that he hangs around. He is awkward around her, but gets to know her as they walk through the tough inner-city streets in their neighborhood. They finally kiss for the first time in the lobby of her apartment building. She doesn't like boxing, but later transforms herself into a confident beauty and becomes his fierce vocal supporter. The climax of both films comes at the end when they fight for the championship. Scenes of the people in their neighborhood bars and the reactions to the bout are shown in both movies while the championship match goes on. Probably the biggest difference in the films is that Graziano was a guy who was a great fighter and had worked his way up to the championship bout. Balboa, like Wepner, was a ham and egg fighter who was unexpectedly given the shot at the championship. From the outside looking in, it appears like Stallone combined Graziano's heart and soul relationship story with Wepner's once-in-a-lifetime shot at the title, a Cinderella story. But this is all conjecture because I really don't know. But I'd love to hear Stallone's thoughts on this and how Graziano's story might have influenced his legendary film. And if you love Rocky like I do, and you've never seen Somebody Up There Likes Me, I think you'll find that film very entertaining. So if you've seen the 1956 film about Graziano, I'd love to hear what you thought of it, and if you saw the same parallels between the two films. Hey, thanks for stopping by and taking the time to watch another episode and this channel.